Well, hello there. I'm Dr. Chung, and welcome to your friendly proctologist. I personally welcome you here to this space. We've been building this community for the last 2 years, and I'm just amazed at what has been happening. I invite you to comment, support one another, share your tips, read the tips here, and let's promote the health of our bottom ends. So today I want to talk to you about a question I get asked very frequently is like, Dr. Chung, why are you a doctor of this body part? Why do you do this? It makes no sense to me. Wouldn't you rather be an orthopedic surgeon or pediatrician? Are your parents proud of you? Is your self-esteem okay? Like, how do you wake up in the morning? Like, this makes no sense to me. And I always respond by saying, what? Duh, this is the best specialty there is. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, if I were to pick things out of the blue, I would say, what would you want to do? Colorectal surgery? Like, hello? Come on. And I get it, though. I get it, because it's a dark, dingy, nasty, not very pretty place of our body. And yeah, I don't do it for the aesthetics, of course, but it is a part of our body which, as you know, you're here. Extremely important. Huge impact. So when I was a medical student, here's the story, right? I knew I wanted to be a surgeon, so I needed to find rotations that are around the surgery, because when you apply for residency, you need to have letters of recommendations. You also need to convince yourself that surgery is what you want to do. And the reviews are coming in. I'm talking to people that said, you got to do colorectal surgery. I'm at the University of Illinois in Chicago, and so I said, okay, I've got to do this rotation, and I had the greatest time. And even as a resident, because I stayed at the University of Illinois Chicago, I loved the program, the residency program for general surgery so freaking much. I rotated with them again. But as a medical student, this is where my impressions were fortified in my head that I wanted to do it. The surgeons there, men and women, were phenomenal, okay? And I'm not just saying like, oh, they were smart and they were technically excellent in the operating room. Yes, those are excellent. I'm not talking about that, okay? Going beyond that superficial stuff. Right now I'm not doing an interview for medical school, okay? So I can be honest here. These were some phenomenal people, okay? If you met them in a bar, you could talk to them, okay? You can actually have fun with. They would not stand out like a sore thumb. And to me, they were the kindest people. And to everyone else, they were the kindest people. They had smiles on their faces. As a surgeon, they were making jokes. They were having fun. They entertained my questions. They made sure I was learning. They were interested in my education. They were interested in what I wanted to do. This is amazing. And there were a lot of great surgeons there. But the godfather, one of the godfathers of colorectal surgery, happened to be at the institution. I didn't know it when I first rotated. Dr. Hemorrhoid Abkarian. Okay, I hopefully have a picture of him here. Phenomenal man and surgeon. Okay, but let me tell you, he is internationally acclaimed. He has done so much research. He's worldwide renowned. Okay, he is that huge. You mentioned the word Hemorrhoid Abkarian in general, and the name just rings out. The entire world understand. It's like there could be beacons from every university or hospital, from every colorectal surgeon, and it would like merge into the sky, and it would say like Abkarian. That's how well known this guy was. And I respected him like a god. Okay, he was like my godfather. Okay, and everybody actually did. But he was such a kind and gentle man that I'm telling you, unless you're in the surgical world, it's kind of hard to grasp the honor and the respect and just how high in a pedestal you put these people, your mentors from your training in your past. It's incredible, okay? So another big thing about this man, when he went, and just to illustrate how personable these people were, when he entered any patient's room, the patients, like literally their faces would light up, okay? And this is not an exaggeration. They literally lit up, like, and some of these patients he hasn't seen in 10 years, but the patients, the impact he's had on these patients, you could see it. And they adored this man. They actually worshipped him just as much as I did. You can see it. And what's amazing is the rapport was instant with this man, and he could remember any detail about that patient's family. There were things that he could remember from 20 years ago, and it's all there in his head. That's how much of a people person he was. The relationship thing was huge, and he was extremely talented at that. And that made such a huge impact. I said, when I looked at that, I kept seeing it again and again. I said, this is him. This is not just some act. And I said, I want to be exactly like you. You are who I want to be. Okay? And I'll tell you, when I'm going through my training, I'm seeing a lot of different experiences, having experiences, right? Speaking with other surgeons, working with other surgeons. Not all surgeons are like that. And I guarantee you've met surgeons that you didn't like, right? Or doctors you didn't like. And just as much of an impact it was to see a doctor I wanted to emulate and be like, they were the opposite, where I said, you know, you are a butthole. You are a terrible person. And you know what? You look like you hate your life. And the specialty that you do, I know I definitely don't want to do it because of who you are to me. Right? And that's really in any trade or any job. It's just ingrained in you, that impression. And it's you know, not really the most logical thing, but there were some doctors that I absolutely despised, but I have to work with them because it's a training program, gotta take care of patients, right? Can't let the patient get caught in between. But going back to the original topic, colorectal surgery was about the people. And of course, this field is very interesting. Of course, I love it. I mean, I think my videos speak for that themselves. But why did I want to do it? It's because the field lends itself so well to connecting with people, building rapport with people, building trust with people, and bringing people to tears, okay? I mean, there's no other specialty where I saw people just crying and crying and crying when I explain things, when you treat people. There's no other one. I have not seen it. I promise you. I've not seen it at all. Okay, and of course when I got into my residency, it was fortified more. I worked with them more. And then of course I did my fellowship for a year at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. And of course the surgeons there were phenomenal as well. It's universal. I mean, I couldn't believe how much this fit so well for me. I was so lucky. And you know, these people are just so fantastic. I love this field. I love doing what I do. And to me, it's so obvious that there's nothing else I would rather do. And yeah, I'm hoping, you know, everyone, I hope that you have the same experience about your job or your routine through the day. You know, that you find that purpose in your life, because you know, I gotta tie this to the bottom end somehow, but you know, it helps me get through when I've got flares going on my bottom end, because my job you know, my bottom end can't interfere with that. It seems that, you know, oh man, I don't know, I'm getting lost in this. I can't really put words to it, but that's why I do the field that I'm in. My mentors were extremely impactful, and I just found my true calling through that. And it just happened that it was such a perfect fit. And I hope this question was helpful to you. I hope it lets you know a little bit more about who I am and what I'm about. And I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Bye-bye.